Hi Facebook, this is take 2. I don't know, Facebook like didn't want to have half of my Louise look. But anyway, I just wrapped up doing the eyes for Louise, and I was just describing how this character had a lot of light up above her eyelashes. She had a very matte light brown above her eyelid crease right here. And one of the tips that I gave is that if you want to have, if you put on color above your crease or anywhere on your eye and it came out a little too dark and you want to lighten it up, one of the best things you can do is actually take a brush and blend it, and by swiping it back and forth. If you want to keep that color nice and rich, you could actually just use it in little circles like that, and that would keep the color really saturated. But I wanted to blend it and bring it this way right along here to help give it that matte light look without it looking really too in your face. Once again, this took place very long ago, supposedly in the show, so I'm trying to go for a more simple look. I am going to line underneath my eyes in just a little bit, but before I do that, I want to start working on my face. So, as you can see, my face is a little shiny right now, and that is because previous to this, I did wash my face. I used our pore cleansing exfoliator, and I also used our uplift serum and some rose water toner, and I used some moisturizer. So my face is feeling really good right now. It is ready to play with makeup, because if you have not taken care of your face with moisturizing, with cleansing properly, makeup isn't going to sit on it properly. So number one tip: when you have makeup, your foundation should actually be a really strong moisturized face. And if you find that your foundation kind of like clumps and sticks, it often can be fixed by having a better cleansing routine. So if you are interested in any of those products, you can find them on my website, minutewithmary.com. But for now, I'm going to get back to putting on my face. So Louise's face in the picture that I'm mimicking, I'm going to show you it again, is very, thank you. Thank you. My husband Blake is saving the day with technical issues. As you can see, she has a lot of highlighting going on. She does not have under eye bags. She's got some nice bronzer and blush, very fun lips, but you see her face is glowing, and that is one of the biggest things that I want to capture. So now that my face is clean and prepped and ready to go, I am going to put on some of our primer. If you can see this video and it's working, please let me know in a comment, because Facebook kicked me off earlier. So I want to make sure that people are here. So give a thumbs up, give a little heart, give a funny emoji if you'd like, whatever it is, you can send it so I can see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to prime our face. Primer is great to use under liquid foundation, under concealer, under BB cream, under powder foundation, like any foundation that you use. Yay, there it is. And I can see comments. This is awesome. So primer is clear, and what it does is it fills in fine lines, it fills in big pores, both of which I'm already starting to have. So I've had big pores, but I'm starting to get fine lines up on my forehead and by my eyes. So you just kind of put this on, and it feels really smooth and silky, doesn't feel heavy at all, doesn't have a smell to it or anything. It's just nice and light. So I highly recommend, if you do have if you're big into makeup, or if you use makeup, even for special occasions, to try out a primer if you're not already using a primer. It's one of the big tips. All right, so my face is primed. My eyes are already done. I do need to still do some mascara, but I'm going to let that primer sit for a minute. And while it does, I'm going to get out my concealer. I use Scarlet, which is our lightest concealer. As you can see, I'm a pretty fair-skinned person. But in addition, Louise in this photo is really beaming with light. She's just like glowing. So I want to be glowing like Louise. You can see I have some discoloration. I even have like some blue in here just because that's how my eyes want to be. I have a lot of freckles. Now, tonight's look is going to be different than what I normally do because Louise isn't freckled and I am freckled. So I'm going to go a little extra heavy on my foundation, on my concealer coverage because I want to cover it all up. But I do also want to show you that if you have scars or if you have little marks or if you have acne or dark spots that you want to cover up, this concealer is thebomb.com. It will cover it all up. So I do have a few dark spots. I have some acne that I want help with, and I'm going to first just take care of that. Hi, Blake. Now Blake's back online. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm just going to take my ring fingers and really brighten up and use this concealer. When you get concealer, you have a couple of options. You can get concealer that is the same shade as your foundation. Whoop. I also like to make V's. You don't just want to go right under your eyes. You want to really highlight, especially for this photo. Hi, Erin. So you want to get, if you're brightening under your eyes, I look crazy, don't I? Just tell the public that you're awesome. You are awesome, sweetheart. I look amazing right now. If you want to brighten and get rid of dark under eye circles, get a shade of concealer that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. Okay? That is a trick. If you are trying to cover like spots and stuff, you can probably stick with the same shade. Like if you're trying to match it because you don't want these bright, white spots on your face. But if you're trying to get rid of those darn under eye circles, you gotta get bright, guys. You gotta get really, really light. And I have searched around for light concealer. I look crazy and I love it. I love how crazy I look right now. I have searched high and low for this light of a concealer because when you're fair skinned, you need really, really light concealer and everything so far has been dark. So I am over concealing my face because once again, the character picture that I am going after, she is glowing. It looks like all of this has been highlighted. So I am really, really, really going to use this concealer and make it stay. So I don't want to let it crease under my eyes. That is one area that I do have a little difficulty. So one of the tricks to not having your makeup crease under your eyes and in your fine lines is to actually set it with setting powder. So setting powder is translucent powder. It's like clear, goes on clear. And you can just put a whole ton of it underneath your eyes, and what it does is it blurs those fine lines. It keeps that makeup from caking and staying where you have lines. So remember I told you that I get forehead lines? So I am plopping it right on my forehead lines. I see people are here. If you guys are here, give me a little conversation. Give me some comments so I can make sure that my Facebook Live is working this time and not crazy. So I'm putting this setting powder right here. I put it on actually pretty thick. It also helps it not to budge while I put on foundation. But I look pretty amazingly insane right now. It's gonna look better, I promise. All right, next is our Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation. Whenever you have a foundation product, you gotta shake it up. There's a lot of ingredients in there. Ours is mineral based. Another tip is that if you have like a squeeze drop, you actually want to squeeze it out so that way you're not just putting a product that hasn't been shaken all over your face. Yay, I'm so glad. Blake says I'm coming live and really clear. Blake had a wonderful suggestion that I wear a microphone so that I can be very clear. So I'm happy about that. Our foundation brush is one of the best brushes I've ever used in my entire life. I've been using makeup brushes since I was probably, 12? I don't know, whenever girls start to play with makeup. Super smooth and the bristles don't fall all over my face. So good. So you can put on foundation in different ways. You can put it on with your fingers. I'm going to show you a different way if you need a lot of coverage. Say your skin is really discolored and it's just not working for you. You can put it right on the brush like I did here. And I like to add a smidgen of concealer to it. So remember I told you I'm going to be doing a bit more coverage because I need to cover up my freckles. So I'm adding a smidge of concealer. You saw that, just plopped it right on the brush. And now I'm going to dot everywhere that I need to make flawless. Oh, Erin, what's an awesome idea? The mixing it with the concealer? Let me know. Let me know which idea is good. Or putting it on the brush. So, once again, this brush is amazing. It is great for liquid concealer. It is great. I need to know where you can acquire this knowledge and how you do your makeup because I suck at it. Oh, Chrissy, you do not suck. Trust me. So, mind you, I'm painting my face super light on purpose. Louise is very light in this photo. I'm doing this on purpose to also cover up my freckles. So, if you were to do this for your skin tone, you would probably look a lot darker than me because there are very few people who are as light as me. I'm pretty much a vampire. But I'm trying to get rid of my freckles. And this is where you would mix in the concealer. Oh, good, Erin. This is where you would mix in the concealer that matches your foundation. If you really want good, thick coverage, like our concealer, for example, which you can find at minutewithmary.com, is really long lasting. People have the same concealer for at least a year. I mean, a little goes such a long way. And you guys can see, I just now created a super, super base. You can't tell I have freckles. It's amazing. Now, I do have different shades of foundation. Why did I choose such a light foundation, Mary? Why do you look like a vampire? Why are you so crazy that you're on Facebook Live in front of tons of people looking like a lunatic? Well, I'm going to show you guys because Louise has a lighter face than her neck. This was popular in France during this time. You know, have you guys seen Beauty and the Beast? The new Beauty and the Beast? Because in Beauty and the Beast, when he's a prince, has like a total white makeup face. So it's actually quite common during this time period in France to have a much lighter face. I also am just pale. So if I wasn't as pale as I am, I probably would have a little bit darker of a face. But the tip that I'm really trying to showcase is to get butter coverage. If you have a lot of discoloration, put foundation on a brush, put a little dab of concealer that matches your foundation and dab that all in. Because as you guys can see, I now look like I have no, oh, there's one right there. I found it, that little rascal. I found you, freckle. I'm gonna get you. So you can just blend it on in. There you go. Got it. Boom. Would it work with redness? You bet. You bet. It would totally work with redness. I have some friends who use these products who have rosacea, who have eczema, who have all different types of discoloration and irritation in their skin. But I tend to get very red right around here and here. Like this whole part of my face tends to get pretty red. And it really helps cover up the redness. It helps cancel it out. So I am now setting my face a bit more with that setting powder. Yay, you're welcome, Amy. I'm happy. If you guys have any other questions while I'm doing this, this is why I'm on Facebook Live versus just making a video. Because we can have this kind of interaction. So keep asking questions because otherwise I could just make a pre-produced video to show you how to make this look, but this is why I'm here. So I can chat with you and interact with you. So you're pale and you have redness? Yes. So this is what I would do for you. I would completely get the foundation, get the concealer. Even if you don't have a foundation brush, put them in your hand and mush them up a little bit together, and that will help with the coverage. That will help bulk it up. Rather than putting on lots more foundation and putting on layers and layers of foundation, take the concealer. A little concealer goes a long way, and that will really help with the discoloration and with the redness. So let me know if that was a tip that you liked. Next, I'm going to add a bit of color back to my face, and I'm going to do that with a little bronzer. So Louise has her cheekbones very well defined. You can see right there. Yay, thanks for the thumbs up. Thumbs up make me so happy. You can see she's got a lot of contouring here. So she's keeping the top of her forehead nice and light, but she's really trying to contour. Got some bronzer down here as well. She also did a little definition in my nose. I love seeing those thumbs up. Thumbs up make me so happy. Thumbs up keeps this girl going, guys. Thumbs up just make me so, so happy. Thank you, Blake. So as you see, I'm going along my hairline, and she had a lot of bronzer here. So I'm just going to keep bringing that bronzer down. Now, bronzer is something that you need to be careful with. Different bronzers are for different people. And when you want to contour and do some bronzer, you can do a fishy fist or just like suck in a little bit to get right underneath that cheekbone for some definition. So yeah, I mean, if you just get like the one size fits all bronzer, it may not look right on your skin tone. So if you're pale, you need to get a lighter bronzer. If you're darker, you can get a darker bronzer, or else it won't really be doing anything for you. So really take a look at the different bronzers when you're, I mean, 'tis the season for bronzer. Rather than having to spend time in the sun, you know, you could still wear sunscreen and put on bronzer and look like you got a little sun. But I like to use bronzer for contouring to help me feel like I'm a little svelter than what I actually am. Ah, it's those donuts. I love donuts. I am going to take a smaller side of my brush and contour my nose. If you put foundation all over your nose and use concealer on your nose, it's just going to make your nose look like a big schnoz sometimes. So did you see what I did? I went from my eyebrow and I drew down that side of my nose. So this side is not contoured, this side is. I am going to blend it, but I'm just taking, you could even take an eyeshadow brush to do this kind of contouring. But this is, especially if you think your nose is big, this is how you slim it down. It's just makeup. Makeup completely can change your bone structure or how your bone structure would look. And then you can do a little sideways right here to make it look like it's even more petite. What I'm doing is I'm adding shadows. Not really, but I'm making it look like there's shadows, making it look like my nose has more definition. Yay, Cliff! Thank you for joining. Thank you, Cliff. So I am doing a look based upon Louise, the lady with the monkey. I mean, who would not want to be her best friend? I've said it before. I wish I had a best friend like Louise in college. She would have taken me to all sorts of crazy parties. She probably would have had some kind of an animal. I had an illegal animal when I was in college, and I was an RA. I totally had a turtle, and I wasn't supposed to have a turtle. So Louise is, of course, really highlighted, really pale because that was in France. So I'm going to take my bronzer and blend it in a little bit, still keeping this part of my face really light because that is what she is doing as well. So I'm trying to mimic her look. Remember, that's why I put on so much foundation, because I'm freckled and Louise is not. So if any of you have freckles that you're trying to hide, it is possible with foundation. Always put makeup not only in your face, but on your neck a little bit to let it blend. Y'all know, you've seen those people who have makeup lines and you just want to give them a big hug and say, honey, I can tell you're wearing makeup. Want to blend down your nose. Any tips for under eye circles? Amy, with under eye circles, you definitely want to make sure that you're using a proper eye product to help kind of like lift it up and tighten it. You also need to get a really light concealer. So it needs to be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade or your powder shade. It needs to be super light. And rather than just going right under your eyes, you actually want to make a V and bring it up to highlight it, because that's going to brighten up your whole face. If it's just right here, everyone's going to know you're wearing concealer on your under eyes, but you need to actually make a V and bring it up. Hi, Ken. So once again, this is the look that I'm going for. You can see Louise, she's got a lot of rouge. That's how they would have said it in France. She's got a lot of rouge going on. So I'm going to start packing on some blush. This, of course, is the look I'm going for. She doesn't have freckles. She has very fair skin, nice and illuminated. We're going to be doing a little luminizer as well. But as you can see, she really has it nice and light under here. So I'm actually going to go back in again with some more concealer to help mimic that look even more. So when you do blush, you want to smile a little bit. Remember, with bronzer, you suck it in so you can see your cheekbone. With blush, you want to smile and kind of get from here. Different face shapes allow you to do different things with your cheeks, but I like to start right under here. That's kind of where Louise has it going on, is more that bottom half of that circle of my cheek, and really bring it up. Hi, Megan. Thank you so much for saying that about our podcasts. We're really, really happy that you're able to tune in. And I am so excited about doing makeup looks based upon this show. There is just so much that, you know, we can have fun with. And I like Halloween. So if I could have Halloween every day, this would be fantastic. All right, and if you guys have any other suggestions for looks that you want me to do from characters on Outlander, let me know, because I think the next one might be Gayless. I love me some Gayless Duncan, and she wears a lot of makeup for someone in that time period. Gayless definitely wore a ton of makeup, so I might be doing a Gayless look. I did do my Claire look last week. All right, I've got a ton of blush. Looking really French right now. What do you guys think? See that blush going on? Now you can see mine. Once again, I'm a little paler. But you can see I've got like a straight up rouge line. Now I'm going to blend it a little bit, bringing it upwards. And what I like to do personally is take whatever excess product is still left on my brush from blending and add it a little bit above my eyebrows. I know nobody really says to put blush above your eyebrows, but I always do. And then I add a little bit down here as well to add some more definition and bring color back to my face, which I highlighted so much. All right, let's go back to my concealer. Where did I put it? Where'd you go, little guy? There it is. All right, Blake is telling me I need some more rouge. It's hard to see on camera. I'm going to put on some more rouge for you guys. I'm going to do it up. I love how you called it rouge, Blake. Going to add it. Here we go. Just keep piling that puppy on. Because this is how Louise looked. This is how she was. That crazy chick with her monkey. And her waxing. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. She did end up turning out to be quite a good friend. Oh, there we go. Now I'm feeling like Louise. I do need to blend that, though. Do you see that? Not attractive. All right, blending. When you blend your blush, you want to blend up. You don't just want to smudge all over your face. You want to blend up. And just like I was telling you with the eyeshadow, when it's really drastic, blending like windshield wiper makes the product go a little lighter. Right now, I want to just do it in circles to keep that product on. I want to know I saw something about lip stain. I want to know how to order the lip stain you used last week. Oh, if you go to minutewithmary.com, that is my website where you can buy any of the products that I am featuring tonight. If you tell me which video it was, I will be able to look back and let you know which lip stain it was. So there we go. Now I'm talking turkey. Look at that. Now I've got my rouge going on. Fantastic. Let's go back to this concealer. So concealer and luminizers are going to be what helps you like really brighten up this more triangular area that those darn under eye circles. They always make you look so tired, don't they? So once again, I'm going to go back over and really brighten up. Talking about the whale. Oh, the whale one. I'll look back and I will find out which lip stain I was using, Julie. Thank you. I will totally let you know. I know exactly which video you're talking about, so I can look back and find out. And I'll tag you, Julie, and I will find out. So I made a triangle. Looks crazy. This makeup process, it is unbelievable how crazy you need to look in the process of putting on makeup to actually look nice. My favorite is when you put on a ton of makeup to make it look like you're not wearing makeup. That right there takes talent. So I bring it up here just to act once again as a little highlighter and dabbing nice and simple. Now I put on a lot of concealer here because once again she is very light. I'm going to bring it a little bit more on my nose and just keep using this like what's left over on my finger to highlight in other areas that I want to highlight. I'm not going to wipe it off. I'm going to use it, especially for this look. If you have blue or discoloration on the inner sides between your eyes and your nose, bring that concealer up there as well. Especially for looks like this, if you want to brighten up your eyes, look at that. Bringing up that concealer. Remember I showed you in the picture of Louise, she has it really bright on the inner corner of her eyes as well. So you really bring it up, especially if you have smaller eyes. You need to brighten those eyes to make them look bigger. You really don't want to do too much of like dark colors and lining. All right, so you got a lot of product under your eyes if you do this. And concealer can sometimes feel you know, a bit more than just powder or anything. So I like to take a damp blending sponge. And what this is going to do is it's going to really help kind of matte the concealer, and it takes off if there's ever like a little bit of an area that my fingers made where there was too much product. That helps kind of pick it up and blend it out. Do you see the difference? So it's really a girl's best friend is this little blending bud. Oh, I'm so glad you like the concealer tips. And let me tell you, Amy, I don't know what concealer you use, but the concealer that we sell through Unique is phenomenal. This little tube lasts people like a year, sometimes more. A little bit goes such a long way, and adding it into foundation can really help if you do have discoloration. So I'm taking this blending bud and I'm just moving this extra product around anywhere that I want to have illuminated. Almond shaped eyes. So tell me more, Anna, like what issues do you want to address with almond shaped eyes? Do you want to bring them out more? Do you want, I need a little bit, tell me a little bit more about what you'd like to do with almond shaped eyes, and I can definitely help you. All right, so you can see I still have my rouge. I've highlighted a lot with the concealer. I've made it nice and bright. And I'm just going to take my brush one more time to blend in over that new concealer line. Bring up that blush, blend in that contouring. But I'm really, really happy with how bright it is under my eyes. Nice to make them look bigger. Be the same thing. Lots of light colors. So same thing here. Light on the inside. You can do some eyeliner under here. You could do some tight lining, which you would line the inner part of your eyelashes right up here, because I always want my eyes to look bigger too. So you could do like the inner half to third. You really want to keep a lot of light and bring lightness right here. You could line the under, like right here, this like water line. You can line that with white as well. That will help. Because I think, are my eyes almond shaped? I always thought my eyes were almond shaped. Hi, Teddy. So happy to see you, Teddy. So this, I'm feeling very well rouged. I am also feeling nice and light and very like Louise. So as you can see, she also had a little contouring on her nose, some nice rouge going on, nice and bright. Girlfriend does not have under eye bags. But you know what she's got that I haven't worked on yet? The brows. You always want to touch up your brows after you do your foundation. Because sometimes makeup can get on there and you need to get the makeup out of your brows. I am going to actually set my powder one more time under my eyes because she has a little bit more of a matte look as well. If you don't have setting powder, it's great for this upcoming season, the spring and summer. If you ever feel like your makeup sometimes melts off, setting powder helps take care of that. Setting powder is like hairspray for your face. It's translucent, just like hairspray, and it just keeps it in place. It helps it so it doesn't get stuck inside fine lines and wrinkles. So as you guys can see, I already have like pretty epic brows. Thank you. Whoever brought brows back in style, because back in the day when the little brows were in style, I got made fun of for having burnt brows, and I don't know, something inside me said, don't overpluck them, Mary. One day you'll be in vogue, and that day is today. But I am starting to have issues with my brows. Even though they are very thick, my brows are starting to turn gray. I've actually been going gray-haired since I was 21. So if you have very little brows, if you need more definition with them, one of the best tricks is to use a liner brush with brow product. And you always want to brush through your brows, see what their natural shape is, and lightly stroke. So you don't want to actually physically like draw it in. You want to mimic hairs. You want to actually pretend you're drawing little hairs. So I need to do kind of this last third of my eyebrows every once in a while, just because a lot of those hairs are turning gray and it seems like there's lighter spots. So I just like to go over that. You have blonde brows. Do you have something for them to be darker? Yes, so we have more blonde slash like very, very light brown products. We also have brow gel. So do you have lots of eyebrows, but they're just very, very light? Because if so, I could definitely show you a couple of the brow palettes that would help. My brows, I'm like the darkest palette just because my brows are naturally this dark. Like you saw, I didn't even really touch this part of them. It's just right here. So there is a blonde palette, which is really more very light brown, and then a medium brown, and then the darkest brown. So I have definitely the darkest brown just because that's my eyes. So speaking of eyes, we need to put on some mascara. Louise doesn't have a lot of eyeliner. It's really this nice matte look. Well-shaped brows. That is awesome that you do have well-shaped brows. So yeah, I would suggest to look at the brow palettes. If you go to minutewithmary.com, we have like a whole assortment of brow products, but I would totally look into the brow palettes. That comes with some gel to help kind of keep them in place, and different shades that you could play around with to mimic drawing in those hairs. And also there's like a highlighting color under there too, because you always want to highlight under your brows. It's one of the first things I did here. This really light color helps bring attention to those brows. But I would go for a nice light brown if you have blonde brows. So fun thing about curling your lashes, if you have straight lashes like I do, one of the things that I like to do is I curl 3, 1, 2, 3. I pull it further away each time. So I do like 1, 2, 3. And then I go back to the original spot as close as I can get to the base, and I do one final curl. So I feel like that helps curl my lashes and then give it that extra push to make them stand straight up. My eyelashes are pretty boring. They just kind of go straight and they don't do too much. So this is why I'm a huge believer in mascara. I have searched far and wide for a great mascara. I have also frequently worn like strip lashes just because I wasn't able to find a mascara that I loved. And this is why I started to get into makeup through Younique, was because of this mascara. So this mascara is pretty awesome. Blake is saying that they are nowhere near as long as his, and that is true. Volume for lashes, yes, Amy. So this mascara, we only sell one kind of mascara because it is that good. It is the 3D Fiber Lash Mascara. It is reformulated, so it kind of came out a few years ago, and a lot of people tried it, and they loved it, myself included. They went through a few different kind of, recipes, and now they've reformulated it again for 2017, and it is awesome. So even just by itself, even just this transplanting gel. So it's a two-step process. I have two different tubes. The first tube is the gel, which just acts like a regular mascara. And if you want to have a really basic lash day, you could just do this transplanting gel. It's like a beautiful mascara in and of itself. It is very sticky. And so the next tube are fibers. They're these little fibers. And I like to roll them on the back of my hand to make sure that they stick to this wand. They do stick, but I just like to have extra insurance. Now I go on the back of my eyelashes, the back of my outer half of my eyelashes. I touch them down and I pull through. And what happens is they stick to that sticky gel. It's crazy. Now I'm going to go on the front and I'm going to place halfway through and pull up, place halfway through, pull up, place halfway through and pull up. And what is happening is these little black fibers are attaching to that gel and essentially like extending my eyelashes. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? It's like having eyelash extensions, except they're these little fibers that I can't feel. They're not heavy, because that was one of the things that I hated about wearing strip lashes, is I knew I was wearing strip lashes. I knew even if I had individual ones, I could feel them. I had glue. I would have to worry about the glue sticking to my eyelashes and pulling out my natural eyelashes. So I've been hunting far and wide for a really good mascara that could thicken and lengthen. Look at that. You guys saw how long it took. So once again, it was the gel and then the fibers. And now what I need to do is let that dry a little bit, let those fibers dry on the gel. So I'm just going to start my other eye. So this is a little bit more dramatic of a mascara look than Louise has, but hers is pretty still dramatic. I don't think they had 3D fiber lashes back in the day, but you know, this is still, it's honest to God, my favorite product that we sell is this Fiber Lash Mascara. If you love your makeup and you love what's going on with your makeup and your makeup routine, awesome. But if you're sitting there and you're like, you know, I could up my mascara game, this is the perfect thing to buy. Today is actually a super day to check out this mascara, because mascara with any order or just mascara by itself today is free shipping through Unique. Usually shipping is like $5.50, and for the end of April they've been making it that you could have free shipping if you ordered mascara, either by itself or if you wanted to get it with any of the other products. So we also have an awesome guarantee where if you don't love the product, you don't say there like me and say, this is the best mascara I've ever used, you can get all your money back. So if you're thinking about it, if your mascara tube is over 3 months old, you're supposed to ditch it after 3 months because bacteria can grow in there. If you are someone like me who's been searching for an amazing mascara that can lengthen and add volume, it's totally worth checking out. This is how I, honest to God, got started, is through this mascara. I just think it is a really unique product. I don't know of anything else out there that really accomplishes this look. And I've tried them. I've been looking. I've been trying, guys. And this one's got me. So I'm adding these fibers. And now I'm going to go back and seal my original eye. You just seal it on up. I'm taking a little longer because I'm speaking and talking to you guys about this, but it's really an easy process. If you don't seal these fibers on, though, with that original gel, the fibers will fall down. They need to have like the bottom coat and the top coat to stick to. But you do that and it looks amazing. Is all of that makeup heavy on my face? Believe it or not, Chrissy, it is not. So the liquid foundation that I'm using through Unique, through my website, Minute with Mary, feels very light. It feels like I'm just wearing a powder. It kind of has a powdery finish to it. So I really love the feeling of this. I've worn different foundations before. I used to wear makeup forever, and I felt like I was wearing a mask. I felt like if I took my nail, I could like scrape off a whole layer of paint, and I hated that. This foundation and concealer and primer, I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. I really, really don't. When I feel like I'm wearing something is if I wear lip gloss. That's pretty much the only step that I ever feel like, oh yeah, I am wearing makeup. Otherwise, I'd forget. Thankfully, I remember and wash my face at night because it's honestly that light. One of our dear friends, Denise Stewart, she just recently purchased concealer, foundation, the foundation brush, and the primer. And she, right now it's called the Flawless 4. There's Denise! Denise, I'm talking about you! Yay! She was just saying, she was like, it feels so light, it feels so great. And once again, this month, meaning April, meaning today's the last day, the Flawless 4 is a super deal. It's $99, which pretty much means you get your foundation for free. And once again, it's the love it or leave it guarantee. Like, if you don't love it, you can send it back. So if any of you do have questions about color matching, I can help you. You would just have to send me a picture and I can help you pick. Is there a special foundation for those of us who are 45 plus? So it's all up to your skin tone, Amy. So if your skin is oily or combination or does really well with foundation, with liquid foundation, I would say give this a try. I think our concealer especially is great with all different types of skin, whether mature skin or more younger skin. If your skin is more on the dry side, I do think that it's best for people to try to use actually more of a BB cream and pressed powder, just because that helps lock in moisture. It is so smooth going on, and Mary's awesome at color matching. Thank you, Denise. It really is. Like, it's beautiful. Like, it's just this silky foundation, and once it's on, it like sets like a powder and it doesn't fly off. It stays on your face all day. Okay, so if you have dry skin, Amy, I would actually recommend that you do a Tinted BB Cream. We also carry those. I would do primer, because primer keeps that makeup on. It smooths those fine lines. I would do BB Cream, which gives you a lot of moisture, and then I would take pressed powder. and put that on. So it's all about the texture of your skin. If your skin is combination oily or if it's really, really dry. If it is really dry, I also would recommend, Amy, that you keep trying with that skincare routine of using like a really thick, extra moisturizing moisturizer at night, even using some serums at night, but also during the day, because my skin actually tends to be more dry than not. And so I've started using a lot of serums even during the day to help keep the moisture in, because I like the feel and the look of the foundation. So I was like, all right, what can I do? If I like up my moisturizing game, can that help? I like the really natural look with a red lip. I'm right there with you, Amy. All right. So speaking of lips, all right, I've got this look going on. I've got my rouge. I feel very nice and light. Whoop, where are you going there, girlfriend? She's got a great lip color. And I'm going to use Sappy. It is one of our lip stains. I saw that Julie was on here earlier and she was asking about lip stains. So lip stains stay on your lips. They are great for if you're going out to eat. They're great if you're going to have coffee. They're great if you're going to go kiss somebody. You do want to make sure that there's nothing on your lips when you put on lip stain, because it is a stain and it lasts for several hours. Excuse me while I apply this so that I don't turn out like a clown. Hold on tight. There you go. Whenever I say hold on tight, I think about Twilight. Hold on tight, spider monkey. So Sappy is a nice light color. And it's this nice like reddish pink, a lot like what Louise is wearing, but not too dark. You don't generally want to do what I just did. I just my lips together, and you're not really supposed to do that with lip stain until it's dry. So I gotta smooth that out. I wear a lot of lip stain because I'm a busy mom and I need to be out and about and I can't keep reapplying my lipstick, and I live with a coffee mug in my hand. Claire de Lune's cool. That's right, Blake. You're rocking that Twilight reference. I know you love it. So this is just one coat of Sappy, the lip stain, and I'm probably going to still have it on when I come up to see you later, Blake, but it is wet. It feels almost like there's water on my lips, so I'm going to give it a little bit to dry. Once it dries, it is matte, like a matte kind of finish. It will not come off. It will not come off on my coffee cup while I'm chatting with people. It won't come off all on my teeth like lipstick does. I mean, I do love lipstick. Lipstick is really fun. But when it comes to having something that doesn't rub off, lip stain is it. What I really hate is when you find a lip color that you love and then you go throughout the day and all that's left is like the ring around your mouth. I hate that. Lip stain will not do that to you. I have actually played, so I play the saxophone. I've actually played concerts with lip stain on, and I still had color after playing the saxophone. Can you put lip balm over the stain? Yes. So Lisa, what I'm actually going to do is once this dries a little bit more, I'm actually going to apply a gloss. So you can do lip balm, you can do a bonbon, you can do all sorts of things over lip stain. It won't take the color off. Like once this sets and is dry, you can do whatever you want to make it glossy. And that's why I love it. I do love a little gloss on my lips. As I said, that's when I feel like I have makeup on. But I don't want to have no lip color after I have like 5 cups of coffee, because that's generally, not 5 cups, but I drink a lot of coffee. So yes, you can put a bonbon over or a lip balm. So as you can see, her lips are a little shiny. And so I'm going to be adding a little bit of a gloss. Her brows were defined. So I am going to gloss this up a little bit. I am going to use our color Luxe. It's just this nice little like peachy color just to lighten this up a little bit. And our lip glosses come with a little mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing. That's very convenient. I actually love that they have a mirror. I know it sounds silly, but there's so many times when I just want to reapply my gloss and I don't need to go to the bathroom to do it. I don't need to find a mirror because I have one on me, which is awesome. So throw on that gloss, and now I can smudge my lips. The color of my lip stain will not come off. Now my lip gloss I'll need to reapply, but I don't mind doing that because do you see? Now it's all nice and shiny. And I really feel like I've got the shiny factor that Louise had. So one more thing I need to add. girlfriend is glowing, right? Like, yes, I've highlighted, yes, I have the rouge, and yes, I have the lips, but she's really, really glowing. So I want to make sure that I can glow too. And here it is. Okay, luminizers. Luminizers are a huge thing for spring, for summer, for pretty much all times of year, but really, really right now. It's when you look like the light is just catching you perfectly on your upper cheekbone. I'm gonna need to catch your blog early so that I can see how you do your eyeshadow. Oh yeah, well, the previous video, I got kicked off Facebook. The previous video shows how I did this eye look. It's super, super simple, and I talk about how to blend it so that it's not really dramatic and dark, even though I'm gonna do that kind of a look at some point soon. So, I love luminizers. They really help catch that light. Also, if you do get a little hot during the day and you get a little schwitzy, it actually makes you look like you're doing it on purpose because you're kind of glistening, like it catches the light. So there's different colors of luminizers. There's really just this great iridescent color which just perfectly catches the light, helps, see even right here, like I don't have luminizer on right now, but that's what luminizer is going to do. It's going to catch that light and just make you look like you're glowing. So the color that I have on today, it's more of a golden color because that's really how I feel like Louise is. I feel like she's glowing with more of a gold. So this is our cream to powder stick. I love it. It's like, it's foolproof. You can't mess it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight a ton of my face because she's highlighted as well. So you're going to go wherever the light would catch. See it's already glistening. Yes, it looks a little silly, but I got you. I also like to highlight a lot on top of my lips and right there. So you go straight down. You could do a little right here above your brow, right here. Once again, it's just like a stick. I'm going to do under my brow to catch right there. And then she really has it like right under her eye and then up. Right under the eye and up. You can see it. So I'm going to blend it, but that gives you a good idea of what luminizers do. They catch that light and they make you look like you feel like you're a movie star. But this is what movie stars do. Movie stars don't look fabulous all the time. They just wear a ton of makeup. And makeup makes them look like they're just being kissed by the sun. Once again, look at that. Boom, luminizer. So I'm just going to blend it a little bit. But if I were going out and it wasn't the middle of the night, the sun or the natural light would really catch this and I would just look like I was glowing. So I'm blending right under there. It's really nice to use the luminizer right here under your brow once again. By putting light colors and a luminizer under your brow, it makes your brows look like they're lifted higher and gives you a more youthful look. And Louise definitely was youthful. That little vixen. All right, so I think I blended in my luminizer and I'm feeling pretty good like Louise. So once again, this look was accomplished because I used primer. I first had a good skincare routine. I exfoliated. I used primer. I used the Flawless 4, which is the bundle that I have been trying to tell you all about because the deal runs out like midnight tonight. It's $99. You get primer, concealer, foundation brush. And you can do what I talked about, covering up spots, covering up your freckles, giving you a flawless finish. That is huge. Then I did bronzer and blush. The big tip, of course, is that not all bronzers are created equal. You want to get a bronzer that benefits your skin tone. Don't get a really dark bronzer if you're a very light person. The eye look that I accomplished was with the Moodstruck Addiction Palette #1, and I used Elated and Chipper, and the trick there is I didn't want a super dark brown, right? That's not super dark. So I actually mixed them like I would with paint. And so I just mixed them together. I put them on and it still was dark. So what I did is I took my brush and I did a windshield wiper movement like this. My luminizer got a little there. By going back and forth like a windshield wiper, you blend out the color and you make it less strong. If you wanted to keep the color and still blend, you do little circles to really keep it in there. But I'm doing a big windshield wiper to really stretch that color out and to lighten it up, because Louise did not have super, super crazy dark eyes. I kept everything light in here by using a white eyeliner that helps brighten up my eyes, helps make them look bigger. Also, I used the elated white color right here. I used Sexy as a base. It's a nice light color. So once again, bringing out, making eyes look bigger was one of the big goals with this look. I used our 3D Fiber Lash Mascara. It's the only mascara that we sell. It is by far my #1, like, most requested item, the one that I recommend the most. It's amazing. Lip stain that I used was Sappy. It's a great fun pinkish red color, and I used Luxe as a lip gloss on top. And then this color that I used for the luminizer is called, I'm pretty sure it's Benevolent. Let's see. Yes, Benevolent. And it's great. Comes in all different colors, and it's just a cream to powder. So it's, I don't feel like I have makeup on. Once again, the only thing that I feel are my lips because they're glassy. So I feel like I pretty much accomplished. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to put my hair up, because she has her hair up in the picture. She's very fancy, doing her little like side smile. So I'll do it for you. Let's see. Could we be sisters? I feel like we could. But seriously, this look is awesome. Another great look for spring and summer, just because it's so bright. So bright, so much luminizer going on. But really, if you want to get the under eye circles away, you need to make that big V come up. She used a lot of blush. That's another great trick. If you are trying to get rid of your under eye circles, in addition to using concealer, in addition to using highlight like a luminizer, a lot more blush also makes the circles less dramatic. Think about it. If you have color here, they're not going to see the color here as much. So using the blush to act as a little bit of a distractor really helps you look like you have a more awake look. So there you go. Let's see if you can give me thumbs up or hearts. Let me know what you think of this look. If you think I look like an absolute clown, you can give me a ha-ha face. I, however, think that this is hysterical, that this is the picture that Facebook chose, because I do look like a clown. Thank you, Facebook. Facebook, you're a jerk. Oh, gosh. People are going to be like, yeah, I really want to see that video of Mary. She looks like a clown. So, thank you so much, guys. If you have any other questions, I will stay on for just a couple more minutes. But the look is done. That is it. You can find all of these products at minutewithmary.com. If you want to join my exclusive like makeup group that I have, because I give tips and I share tricks, and I'm going to actually be hosting some online makeup classes, you can just ask in the comments below, and I'll shoot you a link for that as well to invite you there, because I would love to have you. I would love to have you in my makeup group. This is kind of what I do right now, is do fun makeup looks, especially if they're Outlander related. So Megan, thank you so much for saying it's pretty and fresh looking. And I just want to make sure I answered everyone's questions. So hopefully if you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will certainly come back and make sure that I answer them all. Thank you again for joining me as I recreated our dear friend Louise. You gotta do a little smirk. You gotta do the little smile. But it's all about the matte eye, the fun lip, a lot of highlighting, and a lot of rouge, a lot of blush. All right, guys, have yourselves a great night. I should be bringing you another Outlander makeup experience very, very soon. But I had a lot of fun, and hopefully you did too. If you liked it, please feel free to give a thumbs up. Have a great night. Bye.